A lot has changed overnight, but Buick and GMC's commitment to you remains the same. We understand you want to feel safe, so we're offering current owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% financing for up to 84 months with deferred payment options for 120 days. Plus, you may have the option to shop online and take delivery at home. Visit our websites for the help you need.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
Hello, my name is Mark Berry. I'm a 4-year Air Force veteran and close to 20 years of DoD fire service. Last year, June of 2019, we happened to have one of the hardest parts of our lives happen. We had a medical with me, ended up with massive hemoptysis. And during that time, while I was in the medically induced coma, my wife frantically looked for help. She found the congressman's office, which responded extremely quickly. They found out that I was improperly coded in the VA and quickly helped to fix it, which allowed me to get a medical flight to UCLA and get the medical treatment I needed, and that's why I'm here today.
I just want to say to anyone out there, if you have any federal issues, please visit your congressman's office to see what resources are available.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Hi, I'm Little Mr. God 2019. I just want all of the sailors in the USS to know that I'm thinking and praying for you. Thank you. Bye.
Hafide, my name is Kai, and on behalf of the Island Cuisine family, I would like to send out a great big Undunkulunesi Ziwas Maasi. Thank you to all USS Theodore Roosevelt sailors for all that you do. We wish and send all prayers for a speedy recovery, and we will keep you all in our thoughts. Thank you for your service. God bless.
Hafide, my family and I extend our deepest condolences to the friends, family, shipmates of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, sailor who passed away recently. May we join the people of Guam in extending our prayers and our support, and may God continue to provide comfort and strength during this very difficult time. Sidus Masi.
Hafide, I'm Jim Moylan, and I want to extend my condolences to the family members and the loved ones of Chief Petty Officer Charles Tracker Jr., who had passed and was amongst those who tested positive for the coronavirus on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. I understand the hardship one experiences while serving our country. I appreciate the time and effort our military members put in to protect our country and her borders and the sacrifices they made, most especially at a time like this with the extremities of COVID-19, where we all are in a fight not many have experienced before. To all those affected by this, let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers. We are in this fight together, and we will weather this storm together. Stay safe and protected, and may God bless the sailors of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, and God bless Guam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Guam. Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'll take your questions now. I hope you're all alive still to hear this.
Stand by, Governor. The first question is from Kevin.
Okay, Kevin, go. I said so.
My second question, Governor, has to do with the road closures over the weekend. I'm sure that you're familiar with the complaints from the public. We've heard them here as well. They seem to be effective in terms of limiting travel, at least for some people. I'm wondering if you could help us better understand why you need even more enforcement powers to implement checkpoints and curfews. Aren't the road closures enough?
Okay, Kevin, I closed the roads, and let me be very clear. This is road closure. It's not roadblock. It's not check block. Road closure. Okay? But before I get into that stupid question that you have, Kevin, I just want to say that Guam is dengue free. We are dengue free, Kevin. And furthermore, and that's why I have Linda here and Dr. Cruz. And I don't know what kind of stupid question that Nick is going to ask me or Chris Barnett or whoever from KUFM. But these road closures, not roadblocks, road closures, is so that I can save everybody. And the fact, Kevin, that you're here standing in your Zoom in front of me tells me that you're still alive. And there's nothing more that it makes me happy a little bit that you're still alive. But you know what? That's a stupid question. You're not going to get a second question. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, Governor. Next question is from Maureen Maritita.
Oh, that redhead stupid. Okay.
Assuming that you're going to ask that these road checks continue, is it possible to do them in a more orderly fashion so that commercial vehicles going to and from the port are perhaps given their own lane and people can join that if they have a legitimate reason or a pass of some kind from an employer?
Oh, okay, Maureen. Slow down there, Maureen. First of all, I don't even understand your question. But what I want to talk about is the reopening of the economy. It's the topic is good for me. This is critical. It is important. It's critical because, Maureen, and I want you to know that as we are dengue free, what I want to do is open up the beauty parlors, the beauty salons, because I can see, Maureen, that you need to get your hair done. I need to get my hair done. You need to get your hair done a lot, Maureen. And so I don't know what kind of question you just asked me, and I'm not going to answer it because it seemed like some kind of question that meant something of an answer and I'm not about to give people a direct answer to anything. And if you want, my people are going to call you afterward to correct everything that I just said because they're probably shaking their heads right now because I'm giving some stupid answer. That's what they think, And so, Maureen, I hope that answers your own. You're not getting a second question. Janella, I don't want her to be invited back here until she goes back to the salon.
Okay, Governor. The next is Nick Delgado.
Oh, my favorite Gela.
Day 3 of the roadblocks. So the effort was to keep people off the roads. You impose those roadblocks, or what seems to be an educational campaign. You've also told the people that have been laid off to go out and apply for food stamps and other essential public assistance that they need Yet in order for them to do that, they would need to go out on the road to obtain those necessary documents, submit them even to be considered. So how do you feel that these closures are helping those people who are trying to apply for those assistance? They're running out of money to buy food, much less the gas, and are now have to wait in these checkpoints, these roadblocks, so they can get the assistance that they need.
Right. Nick, I don't know how many times I have to say to let everybody, understand. Go and effing apply for your goddamn food stamps, you poor people. Nick, I'm really tired of you asking me all of these questions about the poor people. We're gonna practice in a stumbo, like Johnny Rosario said. We're gonna practice in a stumbo. You don't like these. You're giving out coupons. Poor people like coupons. You know what, Nick? The only answer that I have to your question right now is Chada Nanamu. Nick, Chada Nanamu. And if you don't know what that means, and somebody, if you can please kindly translate for Maureen over there, what Chada Nanamu means, this is my island, Nick. Live from Tumon, Guam. I tried to keep in what do you call it? In character the entire time. We can go to the cameras now. Good afternoon, Guam. Welcome to this April 24 edition of Kandit News. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really don't have anything constructive to add to the discussion today, except to just tear apart Governor Lulian Guerrero's ridiculous let them eat cake Marie Antoinette response to the people of Guam today. And so this is the message that was, can you bring up the governor's response?
Yes.
This is the message that went viral over the past 2 days in all over Facebook, Instagram, whatever, right? And I actually don't know who wrote it, but everyone was passing it around saying, whoever wrote this is on point. It goes, "Dear Governor, while I live on the same island as you, I feel a world away. You asked us to help you, we did. You asked us to close our business, we did. You asked us to stay home, we did. You asked us to continue to stay home, we are. So here I am at home waiting. You told us, don't worry, unemployment will come. It hasn't. You told us, don't worry, grants are coming. They haven't. You told us, don't worry, forgivable loans are coming. They haven't. You told us, don't worry, stimulus money is coming. It hasn't. So here I am at home waiting. I wait alongside most of my fellow small business owners, those self-employed and independent contractors, a massive number of Guamanian residents who are waiting for the unemployment portal to open for us, waiting for loan approvals, waiting for stimulus checks. All of these programs we are at the back of the line for. So here we wait. While bills come daily, savings continuously dwindle or have been exhausted and still doing our part. It is time you do yours. It is an inconceivable expectation to close unessential business, halting all income and expect us to survive. We need to pay our bills and put food on the table. Without immediate action, you are leaving us no options. How are we to survive? We deserve an answer. You owe us answers. Coming soon is no longer acceptable." Now, the person who put this out, and it was shared by I don't know how many people,
A lot.
but
I
people
shared
who
it on my wall.
identify with what these people,
Mm-hmm.
yourself included, myself included, are saying is an indictment against the ineffectiveness, inefficiency, and even the corruption of the Leon Guerrero administration during this public health emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what is being said here is about problems that Governor Lulian Guerrero herself created and about lies that she's been telling to people. And rather than owning up to these mistakes, she writes a strong rebuke in response to the people of Guam. And let's hear that now.
Dear Guam business owner, I live on the same island as you. And though you might feel I'm far away while dealing with this crisis, I've always been right here. I asked you to help, you did. I asked you to close your businesses so we could save lives, and lives were saved. I asked you to stay home so we could stop the spread, and it's working. I asked you to continue to stay home to keep us safe, and you are. I know you are at home waiting. I told you unemployment checks would come, and we submitted every document for federal approval within days of being allowed to file for it. I told you small business grants were coming, and they did. Just ask the 502 small businesses on Guam that got their share of 102 million last week.
Cronies.
The largest per capita award among the territories. I told you, don't worry, forgivable loans are coming, and these same loans are forgivable, so as long as you use them to keep people working. I told you stimulus money is coming, but it hasn't come fast enough, even though we were the first territory in the nation to file for it. That's why I advanced nearly 11 million in stimulus checks to our most vulnerable neighbors, something no other territorial governor has done. During this crisis, we processed 100 million in cash, food, and medical assistance. I don't know where they processed that at. Did you receive that?
You know.
Did Astumbo receive that?
Well, we aren't invited to those Zoom conferences, so I don't know.
500,000 meals were given to Guam's kids, and meals to the elderly have never stopped. Let me tell you something about the DOE giving food. It had nothing to do with the governor's office or their administration. John Fernandez went to...
And Maria Gutierrez.
Went over... They applied... What's the name of that place?
I think it was USDA.
They asked... It had nothing to do with the governor's office. So please, governor, knock it off.
Yeah.
But still, you wait at home. I know that some people think becoming governor gives you the power to make everything better with the wave of a wand. Maybe you think that, Lou. You want us to believe that. But that isn't true. No matter how fast we work to submit our paperwork, we can only work as fast as the federal bureaucracy allows. That frustrates me more with every day that passes, and I'm angry that you are made to suffer because of it.
BS.
But here is what you need to know. Remember, Guam, we are on a need-to-know basis. Okay? The virus kills and will kill many more of us. We must continue to prioritize the health of our people. We lost 5 loved ones to this virus, and the world lost many more. I won't let their sacrifice be for nothing. I wonder if you've told your administration this, the people who did spread it to those people that passed away. Yeah, I wonder if you gave them a lecture.
Can you at least say sorry to them, Lulubelle, since you can't say sorry to the rest of the people of Guam?
In the next few days, I will present a recovery plan that will start returning our lives to some normalcy. You can't, oh my God, this governor. It was worked on by medical and public health professionals, the business community, and government agencies like GIDA and GVB. My goal is to get Guam working again, but to keep Guam safe while doing it. I've heard you, and whether you agree with my decisions or not, I am glad you are alive to hear me.
You hear that, folks? She's happy since she saved your lives, that you are all alive. But she takes no responsibility whatsoever for inviting all of the tourists from everywhere and allowing her compatriots to break the rules and not be in quarantine in the beginning of this public health crisis so that there wouldn't have been a public health crisis to begin with. And then all of the mistakes that she's made along the way, you know what? She's not even going to recognize them, acknowledge them.
Zero.
None of them. This is all the fault of the people of Guam. And every good thing that has happened to stop worse things from happening.
It's not because of you guys.
It's because of her. So thank her, everyone. Why don't we all send a thank you note to Governor Lulubelle for her Lulu fail. Jesus Christ. She is something else. What an insult. That it doesn't even begin to describe what that message to the people of Guam was. And I don't know, I don't think the governor thought of that herself. I think some idiot at Adelup told her that that was going to be the right thing to do politically. And whoever that idiot is probably should be fired pronto, because you are making it worse for the governor, who's already made it worse for herself. Someone just asked yesterday, you know, this can't get any worse. Well, it just did. Yep. It just got worse. Because now we know the attitude that the governor has, it's been confirmed, is ain't nothing her fault. She's not going to learn from any mistakes. Matter of fact, she's just going to continue on like it ain't no thing. Yep. Unbelievable. I really want to cuss, but we'll get kicked out of the feed because of Facebook. Let's see what your comments are. Mark Uggan said, this governor is lightheaded from being too far up her own arse. AJ Cruz, can you also mention that those who are waiting for their food stamp allotment will be out tonight? I didn't know that. That's good news. Kate Moya says, let's protest. Sanjay Diwan is asking people to protest tomorrow at that Estumbo location. J.A.O. Narun says, we wanted action, not a speech. Diane Kinata says, for real, MAGA fat. Mark Uggan says, Carlo Branch's lines of communications are more crossed his eyes. Kakai Doughboy Solera Lanata says she canceled daily briefing, went on live PNC, all scripted. She's effing reading, opening big mistake, then blame us because we're not following protocol. Governor, just effing resign, you're useless. Leora Dunlap says, get the governor tested for COVID-19.
No, I'm pretty sure they test themselves probably daily because they don't want our stink, our yuck.
As they practice on Estumbo. Nicole Flores says, Johnny, you and Troy Torres needs to run for us in 2022. Why don't we just start the petition right now for Mike St. Nicholas and Therese Terlahi? How about that? Sylvia St. Nicholas says, true, I put myself and but thank you, Nicole. I very much appreciate that. I put myself and my families on lockdown from day one and up till now. Just imagine I had my adult children follow my intentions in staying home, and they did. I kept my other children and grandchildren away from my home, knowing that my grands misses me and wants to come visit, but yet I still kept them away from my home. It hurts me, but I just needed to follow Lourdes' orders. No visitations from other families. How long more can my grands stay away from me? I'm so sorry, Sylvia. But you know what, Sylvia, and this is what the government doesn't say, is if you know for a fact that you haven't left your house and your grandkids and your children haven't left their house and you guys haven't had anyone over and they haven't had anyone over for, is it 14 days? I would be safe and go 20 days. Then you should be fine. You didn't get sick or anything. You should be fine to visit each other now. David Lasanko says, you guys are on point as well and hilarious. Why, thank you. That was our first, what do you call that? Is that, I think people these days call it a sick burn. Right. But what do they call it? So Eric, our producer, was, what is that?
Shit.
Facebook. So our producer, Eric Rosario, got the idea from Conan O'Brien to do that whole mockery of Lulu Bell. Anyway, there is something, PNC ran a story and it's getting me pissed off. Hold on, let me just, come off my thing. And it was, I can't tell you who sent it to me because this person will get fired. You can go ahead and cut to my screen now. Governor wants U.S. to cut flow of inbound islanders during COVID-19. According to, PNC carries this story from the Marianas Variety from Majro. The governor of Guam has asked the U.S. federal government to enforce screening measures to slow the flow of islanders from the freely associated states coming to the American territory during the COVID-19 pandemic. You know what's so stupid about this? And I cannot shake this feeling that this is a matter of racism more than logical, reasonable thinking, is that Chuuk is the cleanest of all the Micronesian islands right now, right?
Mm-hmm. They don't have any.
They don't have COVID-19, no suspected COVID-19, nothing, right? South Korea had a full-on freaking crisis. Japan is looking at their
money, Troy.
Japan is looking at their second wave. China, of course, is gearing up for their second wave, and of course that would include like Hong Kong, Taiwan, all these places. The governor was hell-bent on inviting people from the Asian countries to Guam. And what she's saying to the places that don't have coronavirus is, don't come here. Well, you know what, lady? I don't even think they want to come here, because you know why? Guam's got the cooties because of you. So I don't even think that was a problem, Lulubelle. You are tripping on something hard, like racism and probably some weed and a lot of Christine Calvo alcohol right about now, because none of this makes sense and it just reeks of racism. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Ugh. There really is nothing for us new to report. We just wanted to make fun of the governor and to just sort of raise this in our consciousness about how stupid this administration is. And we can just go back to the comments and then we can end. Let me go up. Oh, I think I read all of these already. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, wait, I wanted to, just the uproar in the administration right now because of her announcing we are in lockdown until May 24th.
And
so
we are dengue free.
So it moved from May 5th to, I told you, she only thinks that far. Her brain only thinks that far, you know. So while we're all in limbo, doing what we're supposed to be doing and taking care of each other and our families the best way we know how, with the resources we do have, please rest assured that our congressman is doing everything he can to make sure Guam is included in all of this funding. Now, where it stops and what's making us so frustrated, that they should be concentrating how to get at least food stamps to every household here, because that is what's needed right now. There's people starving. And yeah, so just know the congressman is making sure Guam is included in every piece of funding that he's capable of getting us. And it's our own government that is, do not believe anything else, because it's the governor and her team that's the holdup.
Yeah.
Exactly. We can't even say it's the legislature, because the money's here. It's here now.
I have never before been so happy to have a legislature on this island, because at the very least, if the governor goes even more overboard, the legislature has the power to revoke her public health emergency authority.
I think they should be doing it already.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to need a bigger sign from God or something. You know, maybe when they hear about the first person being yanked out of their homes because of Heinrich Himmler Denorsi and her orders. On this line.
And as far as our public health and them, 37 cases were tested yesterday and they were all negative.
BS.
Something is wrong with our testing. They're not doing it right, people.
Well, they said that they're not going to do it right. They're not gonna follow the Abbott Laboratory and CDC instructions and guidelines to test the samples. They were gonna continue to put it into a 1 millimeter solution. What is it? A saline solution is what Dr. Cabrera said.
1 ml, 3 ml.
When Abbott and CDC clearly stated, do not put it into a solution. Put it dry into the machine. But you know, because the governor never wants to be wrong, never wants to own up to a mistake, they're just going to continue on.
I'm telling you, Guam was awarded all this money. It has come. It's coming. And just her response, she says, I am just as frustrated with the delays and vagueness of the federal grants. She is lying. Federal grants aren't vague.
Nope. They're very structured, matter of fact.
She is lying. And the congressman sent over a to-do list.
Yes.
You got to do 1, 2, and 3. And when you get to step 4, it tells you to go back to step 1. That's how simple. What? It's true.
Chadananamu.
Yeah. Say whatever you want.
Chadananamu, Nick. The congressman sent over good news. Well, it doesn't matter. The congressman's going to send over all this good news about federal funds, and Governor Lulian Guerrero is just going to screw it up. But he sent over good news about how Congress just passed a second round of funding that pumps in a ton of money to US SBA and to other places, including state and territorial governments and local governments, for COVID-19 response expenditures. But the one that really affects our economy and families here is the Payment Protection Program funding and the second round of the economic injury disaster loans, plus the first $10,000 of each loan as a grant. Basically, a business doesn't have to pay that back. It's a grant. The local government screwed up the first round. There's still time for the local government to fix that and get that money over to the 96 who have already applied. But Guam, as of April 19, has received $0 for the processed applications. There's a second round of funding that the congressman just informed us that passed by the House today, was sent to the House by the Senate, which passed it earlier in the week, now goes to the president for signature. The president has already been pushing Congress to get this legislation through, and they have. So this is funding that is coming, and let's just hope and pray that Lulu Bell doesn't screw it up again. And the questions of when are we getting our unemployment checks, when are the rest of us going to get the federal cash assistance? Honest to God, and I just, so that I have some peace of mind and I can sleep better at night, I'm not following any of that news that comes out of the local government because they're just a bunch of lies. The governor said, oh, in a few days, we're going to have my economic recovery plan. She promised that earlier this week that it would be out by today. Now it's, oh, in a few days. You want to know why they don't have an economic recovery plan? It's not because they're so busy responding to this emergency, because that's just been a screw up, a total screw up. It's because they don't know what the hell they're doing. For Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Have a good day.